called us monsters, savages, nothing more than beasts born to fight and die. That's what they always said. The men and elves with their shining armor and high walls. But they never saw us for what we really were. They never cared to understand. I am Ruga, and this is my story. The story of the orcs, who fought not for a dark lord, but for our very survival. We had been Sauron's soldiers, yes, but we never had a choice. When he rose in power, we were bound to his will, forced to fight his wars. They say we served willingly, that we enjoyed the slaughter. But that's a lie, another tale spun by the victors. We fought because we had to. We fought because it was the only way to survive in this world that had hunted us for ages. And then, just like that, Sauron fell. When the ring was destroyed, we orcs knew what was coming. The eye burst in the sky, and the great tower crumbled. We watched as our master was torn apart, and with him, the chains that bound us to his will shattered. But what came after wasn't freedom. It was chaos. The humans and elves didn't stop with Sauron's fall. No, they turned their eyes on us. They hunted us like we were the very evil they had defeated. As Gondor and Rohan celebrated their victory, we were driven from our camps, chased like animals into the wilderness. The lands of Mordor, once ours to roam, were no longer safe. Even without the Dark Lord, they feared us, hated us, and so we fled. My clan, what was left of it, hid in the mountains, far from the prying eyes of men and elves. Gorgoth, our leader, had once been a proud warrior. Now he was a broken old orc, like the rest of us. The war is over, he said, but our fight is just beginning. We didn't want more war. We didn't want to spill more blood. All we wanted was a place to live, a place where we wouldn't be hunted. But in this world, orcs aren't allowed to have dreams. The humans were relentless. They burned what little was left of our camps, and the elves, with their bows and sharp eyes, picked us off if we dared to come too close to their borders. Even with Sauron gone, Middle-earth had no place for us, so we wandered. Day after day, we moved deeper into the wilds, always looking for a place we could call home. There were whispers among the orcs. Some spoke of a land far to the east, beyond the reach of Gondor and the elves, a place where we could be free, but that was just a rumor, a hope we clung to when there was nothing else. Then came the worst of it. As we crossed the plains, we were ambushed. Riders of Rohan, with their horses and bright steel, fell upon us like wolves. We tried to fight back, but we were tired, starving. They slaughtered us without mercy, laughing as they cut us down. I still remember the look on their faces. They didn't see us as enemies. They saw us as vermin to be exterminated. I lost brothers that day, Gorgoth too. By the end, only a handful of us were left. We ran, fled like we always had, until we reached the mountains. There, in the cold and the dark, we made our last stand. It's strange, isn't it? We orcs were born to fight, but in the end, all we wanted was peace. We didn't care for Sauron's great plans, or the wars of men and elves. We just wanted land of our own, a place to live without being hunted. But that's the one thing they could never give us. Now, as I sit here by the dying embers of our fire, I wonder if we ever had a chance. The world belongs to the humans now. The elves, they'll fade, but they'll always be seen as noble, even as they drove us to extinction. And we will be remembered as monsters. But the truth, we fought for our right to exist, for the freedom to live as we always had, long before the humans and elves cast their gaze upon us. The age of Sauron is over, and with it, the age of the orcs. We will be forgotten, our bones scattered across the plains, Our story is never told. But know this, once we were more than just the armies of a Dark Lord. We were a people with our own hopes and our own dreams. And now we are no more. This is the last you'll hear from us. The last breath of the Orcs, who fought not for power, but for the land that was always denied us.